Hopefully by now you've seen our other tutorials on working with Polarion's LiveDoc documents. In this one, third in the series, we'll look at Round Trip for Microsoft Word. This feature lets you collaborate with customers or others who don't have access to your Polarion system, or just work on a document offline yourself. The first step is to export the LiveDoc document for Round Trip with Word. To do that, open the document in the document editor, locate the small Operations menu icon, select Word Round Trip, and choose Export Document. In the next dialog, you have some options that control what level of change can be made in the exported doc. Review is the most restrictive. Your recipient will be able to add comments in Word, but that's all. Notice that you can optionally export without comments. That means any comments that already exist in the LiveDoc won't show up in the exported file. So if you have comments like, "We should charge triple for this feature," it's probably a good idea to check this option before exporting your document for a customer. The prioritization option lets the recipient set some work item field values as well as add comments. The fields listed are those specified in Fields at Start and Fields at End in the document's configuration. Here you see a quick screenshot of that. It's covered in our video on creating LiveDocs. Any specified fields that are restricted by Polarion for export can't be checked here. ID and status, for example. You can look at the tooltip over disabled fields to see why they're restricted. The collaboration option is the least restrictive. The recipient can add comments, set field values, and modify the text content. This is the option you would use if you want to work on a document offline. I'll export this document using the prioritization option. Let's say the work item severity levels are already agreed, so I won't let severity be edited in the exported doc, but I will allow my recipient to set priority. Notice the option to remember this export configuration next time you export a document. To launch the export, just click Start and choose what to do with the exported document. I'll choose to open it in Word, but of course to share the document you would save it somewhere locally and then email it. So here's the exported document in Word, and I'm now the customer who got the doc by email. Notice when I try to edit the text, this panel about restrictions pops up. This is nice because I can easily identify what parts of the doc I can edit. So here in this work item, I'll set the priority, highest, and add a comment. Please implement first. That sounds good. Now I'll save my changes and email the Word doc back to the project leader, which I think we can safely skip showing you. Back in Polarion as the project lead or whomever, I've saved the document from my customer's email and will now import the changes into my project's LiveDoc in Polarion. With the document open, go back to Operations, Word Round Trip, and this time Import Changes. Select the local copy of the customer's edited doc and then consider the import options. Overwrite Conflicts. If you check this, any changes in the Word doc that conflict with the online version will overwrite the same items in the online document. Don't forget that Polarion maintains a history of the document, so you could always go and revert to an earlier version, but better of course to review the document beforehand to be sure of what you're importing. Import comments only, well, that's just what it says. And of course, you can opt to save the settings and use them every time you do a Word round trip re-import. After the import, the document in the portal is updated and reflects the changes. Let's check that quickly. In the document sidebar, you can click the Comments icon to check for comments and jump right to any listed comment. Here's the comment we saw earlier in Word and the priority value that the customer added in the Word doc. Remember that you can check the document history too. Use the History toggle on the Document Editor toolbar. There you see all the revisions of the document. You can select two revisions, in this case the most recent, and compare them, and you'll readily see what changed. And that's pretty much Word Round Trip in a nutshell. We hope this video will help you get started using it. There's one more video in this sequential series. It's called Managing Variant Documents with Polarion Live Branch, and you're invited to check that out. As always, if you have comments or questions, let us know at info@polarion.com.